Okay, so here we are back. We're going to do these little finger ribs. This recipe came from the restaurant, and before I'd close up, a couple of my friends would come over occasionally, and we'd sit around and shoot the breeze and drink some Qingdao beers. But the chefs would prepare this for me, and they'd simply take some St. Louis ribs here, and they'd cut the ribs, and then they'd chop little bite-sized pieces, salt and pepper it, and crispy fry it up, and then salt and sugar it at the end with some serrano chilies on there and some chopped green onions. And they were a perfect little appetizer. So it just so happens the game is going to be in another hour or so, so I'm going to try to get these fried up for the game. So basically what I've done is I've halved this piece. It's a really huge piece of ribs here. And I'm going to slice them. Just like this. And then I got this little rib here. We're going to take them one by one, and then we're going to make little bite-sized pieces. And I'm using a very heavy cleaver. It's very sharp. You want to be very careful when you're chopping like this. Your butcher shop, they can run it through their bandsaw too if you want to have them do that. So I'm going to just chop these up here. Takes a little bit to get through that bone. So I'll finish these ribs up here later, but simply that's all we've done now is we've made some really nice bite-sized pieces, and we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to these, maybe a little Chinese rice wine, mix it up, then we're going to put a little crispy coating on there, and we'll show you how we fry these up. Welcome back. The game has started, so we're going to get these ribs in the frying oil. Salt and sugar them up just a little pinch with some serrano chilies on top of that. So let me start by firing up this EZ-Wok. I'm going to bring that up a little bit. I'm going to put some of this oil in the pan. And again, oil by choice. I'm using a soybean oil, which is basically vegetable oil. Increase the heat a little bit. And we're going to bring the oil up to a frying temperature, which would be about between 375 to 400. Now you don't want to get it too hot. You don't want to burn the food. So make sure our ladle is nice and dry. Okay. And then once we get the oil up to temperature, we can dial the temperature back down just to sustain that heat. Okay. So in here, these are our ribs. And what I've done was just salt and pepper on the meat. I put a little bit of egg white on there just to hold the starch on there. And then we put some cornstarch on there. What we're going to do then is fry it up. And as I take it out, we'll put it in another stainless steel bowl here, and we're just going to toss it while I sprinkle a little salt and sugar on there. We'll plate it, put some serrano chilies on there, sliced. So we'll get this stuff ready to go. All right. Okay. So now we got the oil up to temperature. I'm just going to control the temperature. And I'm going to get my fingers involved here, just so it'll happen a little bit quicker. And the nice thing about this EZ-Wok system, the burner, specifically the X72 burner, is that as you put cold foods in here, you won't lose the temperature. It's just so hot. Oh, also in this cornstarch, I mixed about a teaspoon of curry powder in here too. Okay. I'm going to increase the heat a little bit. Get our chopsticks here and make sure. We want to make sure the pork gets cooked. So we're just going to slowly make sure everything's submerged. Okay. So can you imagine doing this in your kitchen? It's nice outside because all the splattering oil. After I'm done here, I get the oil out into my saucepan, let everything cool down, get some warm soapy water, sponge this thing down and hose down with a hose. And we're ready to cook for the next time. Okay, so this took about, what do you think, about 5 minutes maybe, 3 to 5 minutes with the pork. But I think we're good to go here. So what I'm going to do is take this out. Okay, just put that right there. I'll take my towel and we'll just put the rest of these right on this strainer here. So I'm going to take these riblets in our bowl. I'm going to just take a pinch of salt. Just give this a little toss. And then I'm just going to take a pinch of sugar. Just give those a toss in there. Okay. And I got some chopped green onions, sliced really fine. We're just going to toss those in there. And 1 serrano chili. We're just going to put that in there like that. That's it. Just give that a toss. And then we're just going to plate it. Just like that. And here we have our salt and pepper fried pork ribs. And now we're going to enjoy the game while we munch on these. This was at a request from my friend down in Massachusetts, David, crab Rangoon, I think you call it. I've actually never made it. We never had it in our restaurant, but I've eaten it in a number of Chinese restaurants. And so simply what I have is some cream cheese. I made 2 batches, one with crab and one without crab, because some people don't want crab. So basically it's a 6-ounce pack of cream cheese, a 6-ounce can of crab meat. And then if I split this up, so if it were one batch, it would be a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I put a tablespoon of soy sauce in there, and I minced up some garlic really fine and some chopped green onions. And that's it. And then we have your wonton skins. Loosen those up. I usually give those a little twist. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to fold them up so they look like that. And simply what you do there is I take a little bit of this, put it right here, and then I'm going to roll and tuck and fold it and pinch it here like this. And I'm going to just take a little egg, get a little bit on the edge there, and I'm going to, with my middle finger, push this up and then spin this around and pinch it closed. And that's my little fold. So let's get a couple of these going on without the crab meat in there. Of course, I should have a separate plate. I'll just put those on the chopping block, and just so we know which ones they are. And we'll roll a couple there like that, right? So I'm gonna get busy. I'm gonna fold these up, and then I'll bring the EZ-Wok cart back in and throw some oil in that wok and fry these up really quick. So we'll be right back. All right, so I'm gonna get busy here and get my strainer. We're gonna drop some oil back into this wok, heat up the oil. We'll bring our strainer up here. I'll grab my ladle. Okay, here's the Rangoon that we made without the crab meat and the ones that we made with. Boom. So we're just going to give these a quick fry and we'll be ready to get in there and watch that game. I think this oil's looking pretty hot. So these will cook really fast. By the time I clean this plate off and dry it, they'll be ready to go. All right. Dial that temperature down a little bit. Don't want to overcook them. Just a nice light golden brown. And the heat of the oil is going to melt that cheese, that sour cream in there. And these are the ones with the crab meat. That's it. Take those out before they burn. Okay, I'll just let those strain a minute. Dial that temperature back down. Now I'm going to blast these in here. These are the ones without the crab meat. And while those are frying up, I'm going to take these here and plate them. Just like that. Seconds, literally. And we'll just kind of organize these a little bit. If you can remember which side's up, which side's down. Bam. Beautiful. All right. And I think what I'll do is just cook them the rest of the way like this. There you go. So we'll dial the temperature down, let that oil strain out of there a little bit, and we'll put these on this plate. Doesn't get any easier than that, does it? All right. So here's your David down there in Massachusetts, my brother. There's the one with the crab. We got some sweet and sour chili sauce inside. We also made some fried dumplings, and then we got the ribs. So we're good to go for the game. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed what you saw. We're going to continue to try to produce a few more recipes out there for you. So thank you so much for coming by. Wok on.